In our first diagram, we are looking at one of the most common water heaters in the marketplace today. It's called the natural draft water heater. The natural draft water heater can be identified by a metal chimney protruding from the top center of the tank. A power vent water heater, as the other type is known, can be identified from a motor on the top of the tank and a plastic exhaust pipe rather than metal. The two items that we are going to be paying attention to today on this particular diagram will be the gas control and the drain valve, as identified by the red arrows. One of the first things we're going to do is turn the gas control down to its lowest point as to not waste any fuel during the flushing process. Turn the gas control completely counterclockwise until it stops. This will be its bottom point and may also be marked on the dial as a vacation setting. If it is a power vent tank, remove the plug from the receptacle as to remove all the power from the tank to prevent it from operating. For many of those who have never done this before, we are going to be using the town's water pressure or your city's water pressure in order to do all the work for you. In this diagram, the blue pipe identifies the cold water stream which is injected into the bottom of the tank each and every time you turn on your hot water tap. The brown you see here at the bottom of this tank is the iron that has fallen from the water after the heating process has taken place. It can take as little as a month in order for this to happen, or it may happen over a period of several years. Once this iron sludge has been built up for a length of time, eventually what happens is it gets into the homeowner's water system and comes out in the bathtub in the form of either a yellow color or severe brown blobs. This discoloration will come and go based on the depth of the sludge that remains at the bottom of the tank. Once the tank has been stirred up, it could take as long as 72 hours before it could settle down. The water may remain clear for a period of either 1 or 2 showers and then just go right back to the same way as it was before. To begin our flushing process, we're going to attach a garden hose to the valve at the bottom of the water heater as seen here in this picture. There are different variations of this valve, but they all serve the same purpose. Place the other end of a hose in either a white sink or in a drain of some sort where you can see the discoloration of the water coming out. This is very important so you can determine when you're finished doing the flushing process. The flushing process is a slow process. Turning on the water too fast at the drain valve will ingest too much water into the tank too quickly and stir up the tank as seen in this picture. It could take as long as 72 hours for the tank to settle back down before you can begin a second time. By doing this slow and continuous, as you can see in our next picture, the brown water continues to run from the drain valve, and the amount that remains in the tank reduces slowly but constantly, but does not stir up inside the tank itself. To complete our task, we're going to remove our garden hose from our drain valve on our water heater. If we have a power vent tank, we're going to plug it back into our receptacle. And if we have a standard tank, we're going to turn the dial back up so the appropriate marks line up as pointed out in our diagram. Upon plugging the water heater back in, or turning the temperature back up to its appropriate position, you will most likely hear the tank start itself back up, heating up the cold water which has taken place down at the bottom during the flushing process. Once again, I am the Backyard Man, and I'm hoping that this tip helps.